What's up, Mixed Reactions? It's Ian Blackwell, and it is Tuesday, Taco Tuesday. It's April 28th, 2026. I'm with Casey, Justin, and our football guy, Nick. How you doing today, Nick?
I'm doing well. I'm glad we're talking about football again.
Me too. What about you, Casey?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a great week.
Coach Dunks, what's poppin'?
Well, Celtics be popping. Red Sox
They do.
finally be popping.
Yeah,
They've
hopefully
what,
the
won three in a row?
Yeah.
yeah,
You
hopefully
know
that
who's not popping is the Bruins.
no, what I was gonna say is
Ew.
hopefully that transformer outside the house don't be popping. Otherwise, you guys are gonna finish the show with three guys. Um, but anyway, man.
The Ducks be
NF
popping. The Ducks be popping, Ian.
Oh, we're gonna do the speech at some point. But it's gonna be NFL draft. First thing we're gonna talk about. Obviously, we're gonna do our winners and losers. The man had the idea, so I'm gonna start off with him. Casey, who is your winner and loser from the past 3 days? From those 3 days?
I think there's a couple of teams that you could classify as winners in this draft. Um, you know, Kansas City. You could definitely say Cleveland, Philadelphia, Dallas. Um, as far as losers, I mean, Ian, I hate to say it, I think the Rams really overreached for Ty Simpson in the first round. It's he was projected could be a late second, early third round quarterback, and they take him so high up in the first round. I get it; they're looking for the replacement of Stafford, but I didn't understand that pick to begin with. They could have gotten him much later on, I feel.
Uh, and I'll let you get to your more of it in a second, but I just want to follow up because I am a Rams fan. I wasn't even considering that we were going to draft him that high. Like it didn't even cross my mind. And when I saw they picked Ty
Justin
Simpson,
did.
I was like, wait, aren't we picking 12?
Well, I said that they needed to draft a quarterback, but I wasn't saying you draft him first.
Wait for the
No, oh
Manning
my
draft.
God.
Wait for next year.
I'd say wait for the second or third round. I wasn't because you need
Yeah,
because if this is Stafford's last year, you need a backup plan going into next season, not just
Well,
a
and
fresh
it's not
run.
like Simpson. It's not like Simpson wasn't going to be available in the second and third round.
Exactly. And were you really going to think? You really think Carson Beck was going to get drafted over Simpson? Really?
yeah. Carson Beck went to Arizona, like
Yes.
third round.
Yeah.
Late third round.
Nussmeier went to Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Okay.
Which is
Yeah.
kind of a big old fuck you to Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, you got
Nah,
draft. Yeah.
I think Aaron Rodgers knows.
Yeah, he might know at this point.
At the same
I
time,
mean, we
Aaron
And
all
then
know.
Rodgers is on his way out of the league in general anyway.
The fear of Aaron Rodgers has gone out the window. I don't even when we play Pittsburgh or anybody, if any team plays him, I just feel like it's pretty much in the bag.
Yeah.
Rodgers ain't the same. He's old.
no, he's just another quarterback at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Unless something remarkable happens and he's injured or something, but he doesn't. Nothing gives me the old Aaron Rodgers vibe whatsoever.
No, you're not
Same.
getting
No.
you're not getting the pregame jitters because you're going against Rodgers. No.
And I think the biggest loser probably overall, Jacksonville.
Jacksonville was one of my big losers. My big winners, I had two big winners this draft. The Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers.
Panthers had a good draft too.
But Cleveland didn't really need to do anything crazy, and they got a solid haul.
They really did. I mean, the one thing that I would say about Cleveland's draft is I think at this point they're solely riding with Shador.
Oh yeah, there's no question there. But they
Obviously, Cleveland
they
didn't need much help on the defensive side of the ball. So,
right. But they need to do something to get out of that Watson contract somehow, some way.
yeah, it's going to handicap them until they do. I really think Dallas had a fantastic draft as well. Caleb Downs, who arguably was the best player in the draft as a whole, I did not think he was going to be available at 11. Obviously, Dallas had to trade up from Miami to get him, but I feel like that was a fantastic pickup. I do think the Malachi Lawrence draft pick was a little bit of a reach, but they truly needed that edge rusher. So I understand the pick. I just think
Right.
it was a little too soon for it. He was a mid second round tier player.
Hmm.
But I get it. And then in the second round they're gonna pair him with that other edge rusher from Michigan. God, what was his name? Jeremiah.
Edge rusher. Oh, let me see.
I can't remember his name right now. Um, it's
Who
kind of an
who did he
odd
get
name.
drafted by?
Dallas. He's edge rusher for Michigan, third round.
Third round.
Or second,
Jay
two
Sean
second.
Barnum. Oh, what'd you say, Justin?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, sorry. Jay
Yeah.
Sean Barham. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah. So I like the edge rushing that they got. Obviously, from what everyone says, Caleb Downs is a can't miss prospect. So I think their secondary obviously is going to get better, which is desperately what they needed. If those edge rushers can even be, 10% better than what they had last year, I think their defense is going to be just fine. So I really like what Dallas did in the draft.
Did you get worried when Kansas City traded up, and did you think that they were going to grab Downs over you guys? Because I really thought
I
that.
did.
I thought that was
Yeah,
coming, but at the same
absolutely.
time, especially since they traded away everyone in the defensive side, basically.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Unless Andy Reid or company see something that we don't. I mean, why don't you go with a high hand? Because I think, like they said, Downs was the best player available in that draft as just the player alone. And I think so too. I think he would have been. And I didn't get it
What do
with
you think of
Kansas City.
Minnesota's draft?
I liked it. I mean, well, they did use all 9. I couldn't believe they didn't trade at all with anything like major, anything going on. I was like, I didn't like that we got a defensive tackle, but it did make sense because now with the departure with the trade with actually the trade with Philly, with Grenard there, we really I don't know like what we're really gonna do without. He was a really big valuable asset for the Vikings. He showed up a lot, and
I
I
get why
understand.
you drafted, and I get why you drafted a D tackle, but why one that's 330 and has a broken ankle right
I don't know unless they see something I don't. Everybody was saying he could go into second or third, and I don't know anything about these guys, but like when you see the social media posts, you're just like, all right, what'd you do, Minnesota? Minnesota it out again or what? That's what I was worried about because there was other opportunities of getting other great players that were apparently supposed to be the first. That safety out of Oregon, that's what everybody kept on saying when Minnesota came up, and I thought for sure. I was like, well, this is Harrison Smith's last. This is it right here. And then they drafted
now.
one in the third round. And I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense to me. So now what is Harrison Smith? Is he taking? He still has to be there. I mean, we didn't take a first round safety. I personally don't think Harrison Smith's leaving, but who knows? And
And
they
then
did get a running back, and that's what I wanted too. I
yeah.
guess a really underrated running back there. His name is Damon. Damn it, I know his last name too. I've been looking at these guys' highlights. I don't know about you guys, but I go on YouTube and I check them out because like they're already
Oh,
part of the
four.
team. I'm like, are these guys any good? Claiborne, Damon Claiborne from Wake Forest, I think. But I was really happy that we did get a running back. I think that's a very big asset right there for us. So I give it about a B, C plus B.
Which is
Yep,
not bad.
Devon
I mean,
Clay from Wake Forest.
you got to think when it comes to the draft. Say you have all 7 picks, right? Even if 2 of them pan out, it's a successful draft.
Yeah, I mean it's a crapshoot to begin with. I mean, if you get one, if 2 of your picks pan out for, if anything, that they not necessarily starters, but if they're starter quality, two
Yes,
out of 2 out of 7, that's a good draft.
100%.
If you get all 7 right, you're probably going to the Super Bowl and you're winning it. I mean, that'd be a
Don't
crapshoot.
hit
It's
all
literally hitting
7,
the
then
lottery.
either
Like,
you're the
everybody
Cleveland
turned into a
Browns
star.
or
That's
If
why
you
I
hit
never
all 7, you're
understood.
just a fucking genius.
You know, you look at all these draft classes from all the way up till now. Like, there's like only a handful of players that are superstars, and
yeah.
then you get the
Yeah.
average, and you don't even get above. You'll get a couple above averages. It's really nothing that stands out. The year that stands out for me is the '07 year with Adrian Pearson, Darrell Revis,
Yeah, that
freaking
entire first
Calvin
round pick.
Johnson. It was just beautiful. Jamarcus Russell kind of fucked it up, but I remember that draft like it was yesterday.
That had a hell of a fucking class.
That first round class was absolutely stellar.
The first 7 picks were fucking crazy. They were almost all great.
except
Yeah.
Russell.
Yeah, except
Yeah, except Jamarcus Russell.
yeah. As far as my loser goes, I'm gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals. I think just they did get their running back, but they didn't do anything flashy where I thought like anything that they really couldn't have done. I guess I didn't see really anything valuable that they got that was really
I mean,
there was really one sign.
Carson Beck is probably is definitely a upgrade over Jacoby Brissett in the short term. I think, but I mean,
You think he's upgraded in the short
with a
term?
little bit of seasoning. With a little bit of seasoning, he's better than Jacoby Brissett.
So that's what I mean. Like, there's all these other quarterbacks. That undrafted quarterback everybody's talking about that went to Baltimore. I mean, everybody. I'm surprised they didn't go after him anyway. He was a top Heisman finalist.
Now, obviously, Justin, New England took like you said, there was a tackle in the first round, just like
I
you
knew they were going to go.
anticipated.
They had to go tackle because they needed an insurance policy for Morgan Moses, and they also needed an insurance policy for Will Campbell in case Will Campbell's development still is crap and he needs to move into guard.
Exactly. Were you satisfied with their draft as a whole?
Honestly, I was surprised they didn't trade back as much as they instead of trading up. Because that's kind of been Elliott Wolf and the Patriots' MO is you'll trade back for capital.
Yeah.
But Caleb Lomu is definitely a quality pickup. He's definitely going to be either at least a start off as a swing tackle, if anything, to be that insurance policy or heir apparent for Morgan Moses. People gave Will Campbell a lot of shit for his arm length, and Lomu has longer arms than Will Campbell for sure. For the record, Lomu's arm length is 33 and 3/8, and Campbell's was 32 and 5/8. So he's definitely a lankier tackle. I do like the Gabe Yakas pickup from Illinois. I did like that because they do need some definite edge help with K'Lavon Chaisson leaving town for Washington. But I think the dark horse pick that I really liked was the Eli Raritan from Notre Dame because that guy has. I'm not comparing him by any stretch, but if you watch some of his tape, he's got like Gronk level tape going on in terms of abilities to just drag defenders. So I think, and he's 6'6", 245, so he's and has a basketball background. So he has that ability, much like Mac Hollins that they have right now, to go up and get a ball. Now, it goes without saying, and it's been in the woodworks, and it's probably going to happen that June 2nd or shortly thereafter, A.J. Brown is joining the Patriots receiving corps. That is going to be a very formidable group. Now, I think Kayshon Boutte is going to be the odd man out for the receiving corps because you're going to have potentially A.J. Brown, Romeo Doubs, Kyle Williams, Pop Douglas, Efton Chisholm.
And you're not going to pay him his money either.
Exactly.
No.
But even with that, that's still and then you have Mac Hollins.
Yeah.
And Raritan is also going to be that spell for Hunter Henry, and Hunter Henry's not getting any younger either.
No.
But he's an upgrade over Austin Hooper by a lot, especially in the pass blocking, run blocking scheme. So overall, though, I give the Patriots draft a solid B to B plus.
I think that's a pretty fair grade. I mean, you address needs, you filled holes offensively, and like you said, you're anticipating A.J. Brown to join as of June 1st or June 2nd, so you didn't overdraft and go above and beyond to find a receiver either. So I agree. I think New England had a very solid draft.
And by that token, you notice that Philly went out and drafted receivers, so they're planning for his departure.
Yeah, Mekhi Lemon, come on now.
Yeah.
And also, what are the Giants doing? I mean, they had a good draft, don't get me wrong, but not taking Caleb Downs when they had the chance.
That was the dumbest thing on the face of the planet. You knew that Dallas was probably going to trade up for him because Miami was not going to be in a market for Caleb Downs.
Right. I didn't understand that. Like they
Why not?
rebounded, I guess they had, but still, my God, what a fumble of a first round pick.
You got to protect the quarterback.
I mean, Jackson Dart has. I mean, Jackson Dart is going to be the next Tua Tagovailoa if he's not careful. So I
That's fair.
understand you draft to protect your franchise. I get that, but by the same token, you gift wrapped Caleb Downs for the Cowboys. Absolutely gift wrapped with a cherry on top.
The Giants
Yeah.
make more sense to me drafting that offensive lineman than the Chiefs drafting that other corner and not down. I don't get it. I don't understand that.
Why didn't the Chiefs go after Downs?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't make any sense why they didn't do that. At least with the Giants, you understand it.
Right.
They
The
got a young
Giants
quarterback
make
that likes to
sense
run.
from a personnel need perspective. But has Andy Reid lost his touch? A little bit?
I think it
A little?
it could be that we don't know that. We don't know yet. We really don't. I mean, we don't know how these players are going to pan out. It could have been that they felt Caleb Downs didn't necessarily fit a Steve Spagnuolo defense.
Ask Chicago about Mitchell Trubisky. It's all about the cards in the hand. You don't know who you got until they actually play.
That's true.
That's why I really hate it when everybody always talks down on players getting drafted. It's like, you don't know what you have. You really don't.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it was a bad idea, but it's of what you needed to upgrade, and it was right there for you, and you arguably the best player in the draft at that point position.
Yeah. I get it.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about it. I mean, like I said, I think we arguably got the best player in the draft. I think this is fantastic. But I get where you're coming from, Nick. There's definitely questions as to why Kansas City took what's his name?
That's the sad part because there was so many few names that in this draft that people knew going into this draft.
Yeah.
That's a. Is that a what's the freaking word?
I think the notoriety of players from certain drafts, I think the reason why they even get noticed is because they have two or three main big guys, and I think they get more focused in probably other drafts. So like this was Fernando Mendoza's draft, and there wasn't
Yeah.
another player. But like one year we had Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, and it just kept on going, and these players just kept on coming out.
And then you
I
had
feel
the
like
year where you had Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones, Justin Fields.
Even the Deshaun Watson, Mitchell Trubisky, Patrick Mahomes. I didn't really know who Patrick Mahomes was. I knew Watson from
I
Clemson.
saw clips of Kansas City Chiefs fans going, "What the fuck are we doing drafting Mahomes?"
I saw that. So that's why
But
this
you won't
team.
know until they play.
Or Bills fans like being shitty over the fact they got Josh Allen.
Yeah.
For the record, I wanted the Patriots to draft Josh Allen when he was available in the draft. I wanted to trade him to go get him. You remember that, Casey?
See, I do. And when you watch stuff like that, right? When you see these fans reacting and you see how these players' careers pan out, it goes to show us fans don't really know shit. You know what I mean?
Donovan McNabb got booed.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did.
I mean,
That
shit.
That video of Patrick Mahomes, that guy was talking shit about Patrick Mahomes.
I was just saying,
struggling,
yeah.
trying to figure, or even the Buffalo Bills fans struggling with Josh Allen. Do you even understand why they drafted him? Like, dude, you guys got to draft a quarterback. But I got Jets fans screaming out fucking over Sam Darnold or Mark Sanchez or somebody. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the way the card goes.
Yeah.
There was
I
some.
remember-
Oh, go ahead.
I remember Josh Allen becoming a star. I think it was like week 4. It was Buffalo versus Minnesota. And now the Buffalo Bills are like 0-3. I'm like, we are going to kill these guys.
Yep.
Yeah,
Josh Allen scored like 31
he got
points.
hard.
Josh
One
He
time
Allen
got
is hard
destroyed, dude.
One
I
time
was so pissed.
there was one of those for the NBA. It was I might get the players wrong, so forgive me, but I think they drafted Luca. They're like, I wanted Marvin Bagley. This
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, we're just guessing. It's just about the cards. How
It's
they
a crapshoot.
It is.
it feels like a crapshoot. I mean, but guys like Brady are such an anomaly. Like the percentage of Brady's being in that round are pretty small, being that great.
That's all part of the plan, though. He came into
Yeah.
a great team, and
Yeah.
Belichick catered to it.
Willie
That's
McGinnis.
same with Brock Purdy. Everybody says Brock Purdy's a system quarterback. Brock Purdy's in a really great system with really great players. I don't think he's had anything less than friggin' B plus players around him.
At
They
the
should have
minimum.
6 Super Bowls. Speaking of San Francisco, Jennings is getting interviewed by the Vikings today.
Oh, is he
Tonight.
really?
Yeah,
Which
that would be
I don't
nice one.
understand. I don't understand because you just renewed your fifth-year option on Jordan Addison.
Maybe there's something in the works. I don't know, but the third option would be great. I wouldn't be mad at
Trade?
that.
That'd be a good addition, I think, to get Jennings.
Jennings is 3, Addison is 2, Jettas is 1, and Hawkinson. I mean, geez, and JJ McCarthy out there slinging fucking 1,000-yard games. Oh my
It's
word!
not going to be McCarthy. Kyler
I
Murray's
know.
going
He
to.
is not going
Just
to last
fucking
in the
let me
league.
enjoy it, dude.
It's going to be Kyler.
I can't handle it.
Who's your running back, Aaron Jones or Matheson?
It's Aaron Jones. Madison's gone. Mason. He's our second,
Jordan
and
Mason.
then we just picked that third
Oh,
option in the draft.
Jordan Mason was there last year too, right?
Yeah,
Matheson
he
has
did
been
really
like
well.
2
He's a solid
years.
stuff. We were talking about last week. He's a strong running back, but he's just
Mhm.
not the every down guy. He has the breakouts, but that's why we got that fucking Claiborne guy.
Wow, Jennings, Jettas, and Addison. That's gonna be crazy, and they're gonna be another team with a lot of weapons for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna have either Kyle Murray or JJ McCarthy.
Yeah, it's going to be Kyler Murray.
Man, for you, if you guys get Kyler Murray, you're winning the Super Bowl. Kyler Murray is above the game of
They already
football.
got Kyler Murray. What do you mean if they have
No,
Kyler? They already
did I
got
say?
him.
No, I mean I'm saying if they start him. That's what I mean.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. I mean, if they do start Kyler Murray, Nick, the Vikings are going to have another fan on their bandwagon, and it's going to be Ian.
I don't know why I'm such a big Kyler Murray fan. I probably placed a bet on him, and like he can't. I genuinely had no idea. But
All
honestly,
you have to do with Kyler Murray is you have to check out what weeks Call of Duty
Call
is
of
having
Duty is
updates,
dropping. Yeah,
and
Yeah,
if
no
it's
shit.
dropping that weekend, don't play him.
he's not going to be available. Yeah.
Bring it 9.
But
At
who?
least the 9.
One of my big winners was the Browns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I really liked what the Browns did. I wanted to say Dallas, but I think I got to give it to the Browns. My bad. I had it pulled up here. This computer, man, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. My bad.
the Cowboys. Look at the star. Look at it.
Yeah.
It's fucking beautiful.
But they go to the offensive line, Cleveland does, and they go get Concepcion and Boston, respectively. They beef up the offensive line a little bit more. They got Parker Brailsford from Alabama, which I watched him a little bit playing this year. I mean, but yeah, they're going to give Shador more weapons and beefing up that offensive line. I mean, you don't want him to get killed back there. As far as losers, man, and most plays I've seen are giving us either an A minus or a B plus. I have no idea why. We go out and get a quarterback.
You guys had a good draft. It was just the
It's the
first round
timing
pick
on
was
who you it's the timing of who when you're drafting your quarterback.
I'm not
That's the-
counting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, that's actually a good point, Justin. You took the words right out of my mouth. There's a timing when we drafted him. I'm not.
It's not about drafting him; it's the timing of when you drafted him.
Yeah, and I'm not out on Ty Simpson. I think he might actually
No,
be it. If you're
Me
going to draft,
neither. I'm not out on him at all. I'm just saying you could have waited and you could have addressed other needs.
yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
And then we go out and get another tight end when we already got 3 on the roster, 3 decent tight ends too. Like I didn't see the point of that. Then we get an offensive tackle in the 3rd round. We don't pick him again until the 6th. We did get Tim Keenan from Alabama in the 7th round, but big body, but I'm not sure if he'll make it through training camp. I don't know what the point was getting the quarterback. I mean, I don't know, man. A quarterback is the thing because if you hit on my bad, my camera's fucking up. If you hit on a quarterback, that's gold. Like that's your
yeah.
franchise. But at the
Green
same
Bay did it.
time,
Yeah,
when we-
Green Bay's done it 3 times.
when we could have got what was his name? Freeling from Georgia, the big dude. Or and I said I didn't want it necessarily. We could have even got a receiver. I didn't really see the point in doing this. We could have even got something in the secondary. I mean, honestly, and the Cowboys, I just want to touch on them real quick because I was really happy for you guys to see you guys get Caleb Downs.
Thank you.
That
Remember
dude
last show? Last show, I was saying I really hope he falls to Dallas because
he was the number 1 safety, wasn't he?
Easily.
Yeah, 100%.
He's
Yeah.
the best defensive player in the draft.
Oh,
They're
okay.
saying he's the best player in the draft. I agree.
Yeah. That. Do you
I
did you guys
did
like?
like the Patriots' seventh round pick, Jam Miller from Alabama. Decent 40 time 4.43.
Hey, for a seventh round pick, if you can show some athleticism, if you can develop, that's a good pick.
I think
Those
he's
are
going to
practice
be like a
squads.
Dion Lewis type kind of back. So he'll be like a jam kind of wheel route back. But
Like a
Yeah.
scat back combo.
yeah,
Um. But yeah, and then also in New England, you guys were talking about going to the offensive line. They also got a guy out of Wake Forest and Karan Pruney. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Uh, I think I mean, I'm looking at some of these draft grades. I was just kind of going through them as we were talking. They're just very generous with these draft grades. Like they don't give nobody anything less than like a B minus. I mean, I don't, I think we had one of the worst drafts. I mean, if Ty Simpson pans out, it's all worth it. But damn, we
again,
could have
it's
beefed up
not
the
a bad.
offensive
It was
line.
not a bad pick. It was not a bad draft.
It's the timing of it. And the thing is, his ceiling, in order for that pick to be justified, he has to make a Pro Bowl at some point.
He's got to
Oh
be the
no, it has
starter.
to be more than that.
He's got to be the
Yeah.
starter next year.
No, he doesn't. No. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years. He does not have to be the starter next year.
Jordan Love
If
said for
we're
3
talking,
years.
so I'm saying no, he doesn't have to be the starter next year. But in order for that to be a successful pick, like we're talking, he was 13th overall, right? So we're talking multiple Pro Bowls. We're talking about a couple either first or second all teams. Like we're talking potential MVP candidate.
But
Like
I'm
there has to
but
be
also
something
but,
more.
but your
Yeah.
argument about Rogers and Love doesn't exactly pan for me because at those times again, maybe not Rogers as much, but Love Rogers was still in his prime when he got drafted. Stafford is on his way out of the league. He's on his last 1 or 2 years total.
Well, sure, yeah. It depends. He's what, 37, 38?
Stafford? No, he's like 39.
Is he 39 now?
Yeah, he's almost 40.
He
Just
came
won
in the league.
MVP.
Well, yeah, so I mean, he just won MVP. So I don't want to say he's down to his last year, especially if he just won the MVP. But I
Maybe,
think
maybe,
maybe 2 or 3.
I was gonna say
It depends.
Maybe Sean McVay knows something we don't in the general manager, but I guess your reaction says it all. Sean McVay and everybody says it too. He did not look happy. He looked
Yeah.
confused at times. He's like, why the fuck are we going after this guy? He had no idea. That energy just went right out the window.
I think
But
his
here's
mind
the
is
thing:
gearing up for how can I help
did you see
Stafford?
Ty Simpson's interview after the draft? McVay was talking to him for hours on end.
Yeah.
They were planning this. McVay planned this. That was completely staged. With McVay looking like, "What the fuck are we doing?"
Yeah. I hope. I will say this
Now-
is Ian. I got this really, I don't know. I'm seeing into the future, and it's going to show like the Rams are going to be in the playoffs, and they're going to fuck up on a play, and the position that's going to fuck up, they're going to go back to the Ty Simpson, and the next player after him would have been the star athlete that you guys should have drafted. That probably would never ever. You know what I mean?
That didn't
I
let the
feel like I've
defensive
seen this
lineman
movie
through.
before.
Yeah.
I just
see
hear
what you
Joe
mean.
Buck in my head just showing all these drafts, and I'm just like, oh man, it's gonna happen.
Movie.
So Troy, we're gonna go back to the 13th pick the Rams could have gotten.
Exactly.
right as the
They could
Duke-
have this player, this
Yeah.
player, this player.
That's funny. That's a new fear unlocks. I never thought about that.
What do you
I
guys?
do
Because
all the
Nick
time.
brought this up earlier, and I kind of want to touch on it because he said the Cardinals he thought had a pretty bad draft, and obviously they picked up Jeremiah Love, who was by far the best offensive non-quarterback in the draft.
I'm at number 3.
Uh,
God damn.
So, but that's exactly what it is, though, right? Because time and time again, it shows a star running back doesn't necessarily get you over the hump, and you can win without a star running back. And typically, running backs don't go that high in the draft. If I'm not mistaken, before him, Zeke was the highest one at 4 in 2016. And I don't think there has been one that high since.
The last
you
one to go
guys-
that high, I think it might have been Peterson that I don't recall.
Well, Peterson, Nick, what did Peterson get drafted? What pick was he?
He was in the '07 draft. I think he might have been 7, '04, '07 for 7. I think he was, or he was 4. Or Calvin
I'll
Johnson.
check
He
it.
was up there.
I'm
I
going
know
with
that.
7.
He was
I
up
think
there.
Well,
he was
because
7.
Zeke was 4th in 2016, and I do not recall running backs just don't pan out when they're drafted that high.
They don't. It's
Nick was
not,
right. He was
it's not an
7.
indictment on running backs. They just had not to pan out that high.
Hey, Ian, let me do it. Do you have the whole draft up right now?
Yeah, actually, I can screen share real quick before we get off. Hold on.
I think 4 is Calvin Johnson.
Okay, hold on. I got you. I like trivia. Hold on, let me pull this shit up. Okay, go ahead.
So the Jets, I think, went 2nd or 3rd. I know Calvin Johnson went 4th. He had to have, right?
He went 2nd to the Lions.
Okay, 2nd. That's my problem. Okay.
But
Now maybe
Jamarcus Russell
Revis
was
went
first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to say was Calvin Johnson. He was in the top 5, right?
Second.
Yeah, he was number 2. Lineman was number 3.
Where was Revis?
Revis got picked.
5.
Shit, 14.
Oh wow, my bad.
Revis was just outside the top 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, that class was just so beautiful. I missed
Joe
it.
Thomas was number 3.
There we go. Okay.
Joe
No
Should have
Thomas.
thought of him.
Wasn't he
There's a
fishing?
guy who deserved better.
Yeah,
He
What
did
if I
deserve
could-
better.
Yeah. They wasn't he fishing on his draft day, if I remember correctly?
I think so.
The
I
day
think
after,
so.
yes, he was.
LaRon Landry was in that draft. Ted Ginn Jr., Patrick Willis, Marshawn Lynch, number 12. Jarvis Moss, right, Aaron Ross, Brady Quinn. Thought that was gonna work out better. Dwayne
Yeah, I thought that
Bowe,
too.
Joe Staley.
Cleveland got
And
pressure to draft Brady Quinn, dude. They friggin' went back into the first round because they drafted
They were
drafted Thomas, and they're all
Yeah.
pissed.
Ben
Harold,
Russ.
you didn't draft Brady Quinn. You better freaking trade back in there. Get him.
The Notre Dame White Home.
He did not pan out at Oh my god, dude. He did not pan out at all.
It's too bad because he had a hell of a career at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
Wait.
absolutely he did.
Yeah. No, I remember because he was our nemesis when USC had Reggie Bush. They almost beat
Yep.
us when they had those green jerseys.
Yep.
That's why I don't mind when they talk shit. We put them through, and you know we're gonna discontinue the rivalry game. I don't really have time to look it up right now, but there's something about matter of fact. Let me see.
Because
Me-
of the conference
Mhm.
realignments. Yep.
Yeah, man, that's and that's
One thing before we go, and maybe we want to
Uh-huh.
talk about in the next segment if we want to, is the NCAA is expanding the field to 73 teams.
76, I think.
76 or 73. Either way, it's expanding again.
Yeah, and they're talking about extending the playoff to 16 teams.
For college, that's stupid. I don't know, man.
For
College, like,
that doesn't bother me as much, but for football that doesn't bother me as much, but for basketball, 64 is plenty.
my whole thing is when you put 76 teams in, I mean, you can have your little first four, whatever, but you're gonna have the really good teams get. Nobody wants to see the really good teams get by. They want to see them lose to or play tough
UMBC.
against Northeastern New Mexico Tech, A&M. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
They want to see
No, that's
UMBC all over again.
if you're
The
gonna
reason that
expand
I
it,
brought it up
oh, go ahead.
the reason I brought it up as far as college football goes, though, too, is because it seems like they're just changing everything about the NCAA as a whole. It doesn't matter if it's basketball, football, whatever. It just seems like they're changing the whole landscape of college sports to make a profit. That's what it
Just
sounds
bring
like.
back the BCS.
The BCS had fault of its own, too, though.
It did, but bring that back. That's at least more understandable.
Fucking computers. We got like a minute left. I'll see you fellas in part 2. Anything to say before we part?
Celtics are going to win by 12 tonight.
I wish Mike Vrabel would buy me a sweater.